Well, hi y'all, my name's Andrew O'Connor. I'm a fourth year PhD candidate in our Materials Design and Prototyping Laboratory here at the Department of Materials Science and Engineering, just parked here in our graduate student parking garage, and I'm going to take y'all on a little tour of what it's like to be in the lab with me. All right, now we've arrived at Ryan's Hall, home base for our department, and all that's left is to go inside. Before we go into our lab, wanted to show off our group poster here, starting with our illustrious leader, Dr. Manuel. All the students here are represented with their projects, and you can see my smiling face over here in the corner. And the project that I'm working on today is these neutron shielding composites. All right, so we're a metallurgy laboratory, and this is our upstairs characterization facilities. Starting off, we have your Instron mechanical testing setup, both compression and tensile testing. We have an environmental chamber in the back that can go down to several hundred degrees below zero and several hundred degrees above zero. So we can do all sorts of temperature dependent mechanical properties. You have your typical fume hood over there. We have all sorts of saws over here to section our samples from high speed to low speed and all the speeds in between. We have our hardness tester right here, which I'll talk about in a minute. We have one fabrication facility up here. So this is our argon atmosphere glove box. I just checked it, and right now it's sitting at 3.5 parts per million oxygen. So that means when we're casting things like magnesium or lithium, we can use this and it won't catch on fire in the air. And then back over here we have our optical microscope over here, very useful for checking the surface finishes of our samples and things like that. We have our differential scanning calorimeter right here. It can go down to liquid nitrogen temperatures, very cool indeed. And we have our differential thermal analyzer over here as well. All right, so now I'm decked out in all my safety and PPE gear, and we're ready to start. What we're going to be doing is taking these samples here. They're already mounted in acrylic. What I'm doing is grinding and polishing them up a bit so they're nice and flat with smooth surfaces. Going to be doing that over here on this polishing machine. It has some grit paper there. I'm going to take it down, and then once they're nice and flat and polished, take them over here to a hardness tester and figure out how resilient they are. Now with the sample all nice and polished flat, I'm going to take its micro hardness using a Vickers indenting machine right here. So first I have to go and calibrate the machine with our known hardness block. Then I'll put the sample in the holder and do some hardness measurements. So after I finished testing the hardness, wrote down the results, put my samples back here in the desiccator, and I'm going to go home and do some analysis on the results. So just across from Ryan's Hall, we have the Swamp, our football stadium. And then right across the street from that, we have the O'Connell Center. We call it the O-Dome. It has all the basketball teams, volleyball, gymnastics, you name it. We got it. Well, I hope you've seen just a little bit of what graduate research is like at the UF MSE department. Truly is great to be a Florida Gator, and until next time, go Gators!